ready.
It's Couch Time with Sonja.
So Sonja, have you heard that quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson? You are what you think.
Yes, I have.
Or perhaps Joyce Meyer, that stinkin' thinking.
That's a good one.
You know, that's when we take what others think or what we hear and we hold on to it instead of letting it go. Let me give you an example of me. When I was younger, I was really into running and into math. Those were my favorite subjects. They were, things I enjoyed doing. But I had someone tell me that I wasn't really that good at running. And instead of trying to get better, committing to practicing, challenging myself, and getting better, I listened to that stinking thinking. I held on to it, and I gave up my love of running, or at least running competitively.
Right.
Shame on me, right?
Yeah. Well, I have to honestly say, you said something that was really profound. You held on to it, which means you chose to take that in instead of just releasing it. Wow, that was great.
So, it's really up to us. It's up to you to change how you think. Everything is subject to change, but it begins with you. Begins with you, begins with this you.
Yes, very much so.
So today, let's get ready. We're going to start our next series on sensational rejuvenation through self-care. So grab your favorite drink. I'll grab my coffee, and we'll be right back.
CEO Jalea Davis is making history by becoming the youngest African-American female to own a television station in the nation. Along with her colleague, President Crystal Holmes, these women are becoming a part of the 1.3% African-American television station ownership. Get ready for Eyeconic Television, an all-new channel coming to your TV on KVVV channel 15.10. Covering Houston's local inspiration, entertainment, health, wellness, fitness, family, visual artists, comedians, and more. Streaming 24/7 on EyeconicTelevision.com. Be sure to stay tuned for the latest and greatest on Eyeconic Television, where everyone can be iconic.
If you would like to submit questions or topics for the show, send us an email. Visit couchtimewithsonya.com. Welcome back. We're beginning our series on sensational rejuvenation through self-care. And I know many of you may be wondering, what does that mean? Well, we're going to explain it. To rejuvenate your whole being through taking care of yourselves. First, let's talk about self-care and really what that means. Delia, we've been deceived. We've been told to practice self-care, but we're not taught how to care for ourselves. We're trained to put others before us, to work 60 hours a week at a full-time job while juggling our volunteer work, juggling school, family, relationships, and the list goes on. Can you relate to what I'm saying?
On top of this, we go through an education system that prepares us for a career, but not how to take care of ourselves once we get that career. We are trained on how to diagnose or solve the problems of others, totally ignoring ourselves. We live in a society where we are not valued. I'm not valued, you're not valued. We miss that. Where the norm is to be in survival mode all the time, where we're overworked, underpaid, and we're constantly working those 12-hour shifts, putting out the fires going on throughout the household, cooking dinner, taking care of those grant proposals that we're working on. We're taking care of our husband, cleaning the house, doing the laundry, putting the kids to bed.
Wow.
Then we're allowed, or we're expected, I should say, to practice self-care.
Really?
A little late in the game, I think.
Yes, I do agree with that.
It seems that we are set up to fail We fell for lack of knowledge.
That's right. Well, we don't want you to be without knowledge because we really want to give you the truth. Some people take on those extra indulges, the coping mechanisms. They come home from work and they drink 2 or 3 glasses of wine to try to ease their mind for the day. Or it's that late night binge, that 10 o'clock binge.
The French fries.
Yes, I do that when I'm up working late, is I want to grab something that I shouldn't really be eating, but it's really because we try to decompress from the work grind, but that's not what's going to help us. Honestly, we've got to change our mindset. We have to take that time, not stop trying to justify it and justify why we practice doing what we do. It's really all about a mindset shift, and it's time for us to think about that. But you know what? That's not all. Applying the balm,
The Band-Aid.
the Band-Aid. We love to do that. And as women, sometimes we're really bad at doing that. It doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't get to the root of the problem. What it does is just cover it up for the moment.
It's putting the Band-Aid on something serious like a broken bone. It's not going to do anything. We need something more solid.
That's exactly right.
A little sturdier.
Exactly right. And we're hoping that you take heed to what we're saying. As we mentioned earlier, there are 3 aspects of self-care. There's positive affirmation, and there's also appreciation of yourself and others, and then there's also serving. But what we're going to focus on today is going to actually be positive affirmation. It begins with your mind, and we have the choice to choose to think the right things.
So let's start with positive affirmation and what that is. So that is the regular flooding of your mind with positive self-talk. That you can do it, I can do it, it can be done, don't give up, you are a good runner or you can be a good runner. So start by declaring truth to yourself, who you want to be.
Good.
Be in the present tense and tell yourself who you are. Do you need to replace that negativity in your life, or do you want to give yourself a boost, have a better mindset, just overall a healthier mental self-esteem? When we return, we'll show you just how and what to do to frame your new mindset. Don't go far. We don't want you to miss one thing. Listen to this week's story, Your Life Matters by Tracy Knudsen from Phoenix, Arizona.
She has a life-changing story, and it actually relates to the topic today. So listen to what she has to say, and we'll be right back.
I'm Tracy Knudsen from Phoenix, Arizona, and my story is it's not okay to not love yourself. As a young girl, I grew up very quiet and shy. My mom suffered from depression and anxiety. She was sad and a glass half empty type of person. My dad was happy and my mom was sad. So I started believing that there was something wrong with us kids. I never felt that unconditional motherly love from my mom. But later in life, I come to realize that the only unconditional love is from God. When I started dating my longer-term relationships, I chose men that needed to be fixed and had issues. Thinking, well, I couldn't fix my mom, so maybe I could fix them. And you know that famous movie line that says, you complete me? Well, you have to be complete within yourself. No one else will be able to fix you or complete you. I would always choose men with anger issues, jealousy, controlling, cheating, and my second ex-husband also being a con man. The only person that you can change is yourself, which I needed an extreme makeover of my mind and my heart. I would always say, I don't need any enemies because I'm the worst enemy to myself. Because I was so stressed out, my skin started breaking out. And I would look in the mirror and think, I'm as ugly now on the outside as I feel on the inside. So I started picking myself apart literally. And I thought if I could just squeeze the poison out of me, it would be all better. So now I have to live with that reminder every day when I look in the mirror because of the damage I did to my skin. What are you doing to tear yourself apart? Is it negative self-talk, which I did plenty of? I needed to change my life and the path of destruction I was on. I ended up finding help of all places at an abortion clinic. I was there because I could not dream of bringing an innocent child into this messed up life of mine. And I could not stand the idea of this child's father being a con man. When you go to an abortion clinic, you have to meet with a therapist and make sure this is what you really want to do. The therapist told me she had an outside practice and she gave me her card. Meeting with her, I realized it's not okay to not love yourself. I needed a breakthrough of old habits and patterns in my life. God didn't make me lesser than, He made me greater than. Words changed my life. Words have the power to both destroy and heal. When words are both true and kind, they can change me, they can change you, and they can change the world. I spent several years trying to make me whole again, pouring in as much good stuff as I could. Positive affirmation tapes, books on gratitude, respect, resilience, trust, and faith, which is all in the Bible. It puzzled me. How can some people be able to let the difficulties of life just roll right off of them like water off a duck's back? My current husband being one of them, which is amazing, by the way. All personal discoveries or breakthroughs begin with a change of the mind and a change of the heart. That's why I believe you and me need to be in a constant state of change, improvement, and progress. Progress, not perfection. The last thing I wanted to do was to share with you what I have done personally to have breakthroughs in my low self-esteem and to build up my self-confidence after the traumas of life. And here are some of the things that I do that I hope will bless you if you try some of these same things that I have done that have tremendously helped me out in life. So one of the things that I'm going to share with you, it'll say, you say, I can't figure it out. And then I believe in God, so God says, I will direct your steps. You say, I'm too tired. God says, I will give you rest. So this is one of the things that I use. This also has Bible verses on it, so I can look those up. So this is one of the things that I use, and I also am a big believer in having things taped up to your mirror in the bathroom while you're getting ready so you can read this. And this would be another thing I would put up on my mirror, and it says, who am I? I'm accepted. And then it has several different things about why I'm accepted. I am secure. And then it has several posts about why I'm secure. I am significant. And then it has several things on why I'm significant. So that would be another thing that I would put up on my bathroom mirror. And I believe in dream boards or vision boards. So you can put together also a vision board, and you just take magazines and cut those out and words out and things that you want in your life. And then you just focus and try to put that board in an area that if you have a home office and you work out of your office, is a great place to look at your vision board. So another thing that I would do is when I first started working on, changing my mind and my heart was at the time I didn't have very much money, so I'd go to the library and check things out. And one of the CDs I ended up checking out and constantly played in my car everywhere I went was Positive Affirmation. And I truly believe that these things that I have found will work for you too. And then the last thing I'd like to leave you with is that be the change you wish to see in the world. I am Tracy Knudsen, and my story matters.
Thank you for sharing your life-changing story, Tracy. Man, wow. Your story matters, and I know that someone watching was encouraged by your story today. That's what it's all about, right, Delia? Yes. If you're just joining us, we want you to know you missed some great information. But no worries, visit us at couchtimewithsonja.com and you can watch from the beginning. And as you're watching, reach out to us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and let us know your thoughts. We hope that the information that we're sharing today is making an impact. With the topic of self-care and self-affirmations, Delia, I honestly want you to share a little bit about our new movement that all begins with you. It's called the So Loved Movement. And in order to begin this process, we must first love ourselves. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, it begins here.
We have to start loving us, you, before you can love anyone else. We must take the time to love others. But love people, love people. So it starts with us.
Wow, Sonja, that's deep. I think that it is a good reminder that you have to love yourself before you can love others.
Yes.
So we're going to share a little bit more about that. We have created these shirts that share words of affirmation that are rooted in love. We proudly wear them as a reminder to speak to who we are, that we believe whose we are,
Yes.
and who we want to become.
Yes.
We hope that you would join the movement, the So Love movement, by buying your t-shirt at our merchandise store at SL Boutique that you will find at the Couch Time with Sonja website. You'll find that SL Boutique logo. Click on that, order your shirt. We're going to be adding new merchandise, new colors, new bling, so be sure to stay on there regularly. Know that the proceeds from this purchase are going to go to Send a Woman to participate in the One Embrace Incorporated Women's Bear Retreat, where she will be loved to be authentically who she is meant to be. To be authentic, real, exposed. This is what she'll learn while she's there.
Yes.
Or you could send a teen boy from a single mother home to attend the Father's Embrace Summer Camp. For more information on either of these programs, visit the website, again, couchtimewithsonja.com, or the One Embrace link below that you will see added at the bottom of this page.
We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. And then there was life. Born to color outside the lines. Born for such a time as this. You showed up on the planet to produce a dream. You, yes you, were born with purpose, with words. Friends, imagine that your dreams can become your reality by the words you speak. It all starts today. It starts with you. Creation, formation, transformation, all begin with change. The battle is in your mind, but your voice is your weapon. Speak life, believe, prosperity, creative, daring. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Your future is unwritten. Let's begin writing today. Your words create your world. We're back. So we were talking earlier, no more stinking thinking. It all begins with your outlook now. Are you looking through rose-colored glasses or dark shades? When you look through dark shades, I want to tell you what that really means. That all bright light is blocked. including the one that's shining within you. Not only is your light blocked, but it's also your ability to see light in others. This is kind of the glass half empty theory. When you look through dark lenses or dark shades, brightness is dulled and the darkness it's accentuated. What is your outlook on life today? Are you a person full of negativity, doubt, and self-pity? If so, my friend, you are looking through dark shades. Listen up. The only thing that you should ever look through shades is when you are basking in the brightness and accentuating your fabulosity. Yes, I did just make up a new word. So make sure you use that this week. Fabulosity.
Yes. You know, you're talking about these dark glasses. We've all heard of that negative Nelly or pessimistic
Polly.
Polly. Yes. We know that these are people that are those Debbie Downers, the always negative talk, always burning or bursting your bubble.
Yes.
They may not have anything to do with it. Yes, yet they find it in themselves to ruin your shine.
So true.
I don't want to be that person.
No. And you know what? How many times have we been around someone who does that? How does that make us feel when we leave their presence? Because they're so negative all the time.
And to be honest, I can say that I've been that person when I was jealous or
Yes.
I didn't like what was happening to that person because in my mind, they didn't deserve it.
You know, now that's really talk. That's real talk there. Because if we're being honest, have we all been there at one time or another when we're the one that is the negative talking person, where we speak negativity, we speak doubt, and we put our mouth on someone else? No longer.
No,
No longer.
because we are so loved
That's
and we're
exactly
going
right.
to love others.
That's exactly right.
So we're going to look at life through my rose-colored glasses. What does that mean? So this is the opposite of what Sonja said. This is someone who is confident, who is strong, who knows who they are. They're comfortable in their own skin, and they are not just trying to help themselves, but they're really focused on helping others be better. They want their neighbor, their friend, their sister, their aunt, their brother, their father to be better.
Yes. Well, I kind of feel, Delia, that's exactly what you do. You do that to me, and I'm so grateful that you're always wanting to help me be better. And I pray that I do the same for you.
You definitely do, and I appreciate that as well. I'm thankful to have those people in my life to help me be better,
Yes.
and I want to be that for someone, for sure.
I hope that you have someone in your life that is doing the same thing.
So when you're wearing those rose-colored glasses, like Sonja said, it's the opposite. Everything is brighter. Everything is vibrant. We don't look at the glass being half full or half empty. We're just celebrating that we have a glass.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So be that person. Emit your own light. You know, that people would see and view you as that cheery, positive, encouraging person in their life. Again, that's who I strive to be.
That's right.
Even on the days where I don't feel it.
Well, isn't that what we hope to be to each one of our viewers?
For sure. I love that you're here today and that you're listening to this, that you would see that you can uplift your sister, your friend, to be better, that they would make that purposeful decision to be better, that I'm helping her to be better, that I'm an uplifted person and I'm helping to uplift.
Yes.
You know, Frank Sinatra has that song. You know, looking through life through those rose-colored glasses. And he sings that life is all rosy now.
Are you going to sing for us, Delia?
No, you don't want to. You don't want to hear that. So look through your rose-colored glasses. You know, look at that rosy side of life, that positive side of life. It's so easy to get drawn into the negative, into the bad stuff. But it's up to you to put your rose-colored glasses on. You know, find the good in all things, even when that's the most difficult. When you're doing that, though, be careful. Be careful that through your glasses, you're not denying the things that are right in front of you. I'll give you an example of that.
True.
So, friend of mine, she says, I'm going to work every day. Her spouse is not, and he has no desire to. Instead of saying, you know, he probably should do something to help out, She says, oh, he's just resting, or he's just taking care of my house while I'm at work. Well, I think she's kind of denying the obvious. So rose-colored glasses are great.
That's so good.
They're-
Good example.
They're great, but don't deny the obvious things that are in front of you that could hurt you or harm you.
That's so good, Delia. Darkness and light cannot occupy the same space, so remember that. So through which glasses do you look? If you're looking through those rose-colored glasses that Delia was talking about, then you're on the right track and you're ready to move to the next level. But if you're looking through those dark shades that I was talking about, stay tuned to learn more. I also urge you to tune in this week to our Self-Affirmations chat on Facebook as we discuss more on how to identify which glasses you look through and how to ensure that you're consistently looking through rose-colored glasses. Before we take a quick break, it's time to spread a little love, which we love to do. We are having a social media contest. Every person, that's you, who loves, comments, and shares this episode, which will be posted immediately after this show on our Couch Time with Sonja Facebook and Instagram. You have 24 hours. Remember that. Your post must include where you're watching from and how this episode has impacted you. You will be entered into a drawing for our Couch Time with Sonja gift pack. And what's included in that gift pack, Delia?
You know, that gift pack might include a t-shirt like this, or if you're a guy, maybe a guy t-shirt, a mug, maybe a baseball cap. I'm excited to see you wearing them, so when you put them on, send us some pictures. Be sure to tag us. We'd love to see you. Remember, you have 24 hours. We're going to go live. We're going to put this drawing on our Facebook page, and we'll announce our winner there, so we want to see you on there. We would normally have a guest in this next segment, but we have something so much better. When we return, we're going to have the opportunity to speak with our very own Sonja Lowe, the Embrace Coach. She's going to answer some questions regarding self-care and self-affirmation. You don't want to miss this. She has a lot she wants to share. Wait for us. We'll be right back after this break.
I'm Marlon Wilson, and you're watching Grind Time with Night Wolf Productions.
If you got a plan, just do it. Don't let anything stop you.
I'm Lauren Tolot, and you're watching Grind Time with Night Wolf Productions.
Live poor, poor, poor for the first full year as an entrepreneur. Probably 2.
I am Chloe Cook, and you're watching Grind Time with Night Wolf Productions.
There is no limit, as long as I'm willing to fail enough times.
Hi, I'm Samir Freedy.
You're watching Grind Time.
Night Wolf Productions.
You want to be the best, you gotta be a little bit crazy.
Start where you are and start today.
I am CJ, and you're watching Grind Time with Night Wolf Productions.
Go find that passion and go for it.
I'm Avi, and you're watching Grind Time with Night Wolf Productions.
I always tell myself I'm gonna win, like this is gonna happen.
Stop settling for an illusion of success. Stop settling for an illusion of entrepreneurship.
And keep grinding.
So we're back. We were having some good conversation during the break, and I hope you were too. Hope you were discussing a little bit about what you heard, but we're going to get a lot more today. We're going to talk to Sonja Lowe, the Embrace Coach. Sonja, you know, you're a life coach, but you're known as the Embrace Coach. What does that mean?
Great question. Everybody asks me that. Well, life coaching, everybody kind of knows what life coaching is, but I really know this is just something that I took to heart, is that I'm known for so much more than that. And Embrace, that is a part of my coaching. Embrace actually stands, each letter stands for a portion of my coaching. And if you want to know what that means, then come coach with me. But Embrace is because I am a hugger, and you know that, Delia.
She is a hugger.
I love to embrace every person that I meet. But it goes deeper than that. For me to work with you, to share with you, to help you, I have to embrace who you are. That means all of who you are. That means no matter what race you are, that means no matter what age you are, no matter what background you come from, I have to embrace all of you. But we have to embrace each other, because you have to embrace me as well. And it's really getting to know that person in their totality. And I have a motto that says, it's your vision, it's our embrace, and we have unlimited possibilities.
I love that. I hope you caught that, unlimited possibilities. You can accomplish that one thing that you're after. I love that that you shared that piece. So, sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
No, it's okay. Embrace is, if we'll take the time to embrace who we come in contact with, that means getting to know their thoughts, and that means also getting to know their beliefs. Doesn't mean that their beliefs are the same as mine. It just means that I want to get to know them for who they are, and I want to embrace all of them.
That's wonderful. Well, I have some questions for you. One of them's from me, but the others came from our viewers. So thank you for submitting your questions, and we have an opportunity to share those with Sonja and maybe get some of her insight today. So we're going to start with the first one.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do when the negative talk comes from your family? You know, those four walls that you live in.
That is a great question. So many of my clients have that particular issue. And it's sad to say that you have an issue in your own four walls where your loved ones don't believe in you, or they speak negativity upon your dreams and upon your visions. But in all reality, the first thing that I tell them, number one, it's not their dream. So you can't expect them to feel the same way about your dream that you do, because it was given to you. It's in the pit of your belly for a reason, because it's something that you're called to do. And so until their mind shifts and their mind changes, then you have to be sure of what you know that you're supposed to do. And so also when the negative talk comes in, it's what you believe. You've got to throw out the negative stinking thinking, and you've got to stop listening to those things and really stand up for who you know you are. It's really your outlook on life. It's, I know who I am, and being bold enough to say, your negative words will not penetrate on me. I will not wear those labels.
So we're not going to listen to the negative Nellies or the pessimistic Pollies.
Yes.
We're going to put on our rose-colored glasses.
That's good.
We're going to believe that dream, that one thing that's deep inside of us, and we're going to make it happen. Or we're going to start to believe it can happen and start taking the strides to make it happen.
Right. You know that I think we spoke earlier about love people, love people. Sometimes the negative talk is not really towards you. It's really about them. And sometimes it's really how they feel inside, that maybe they're not good enough. They can't succeed. They can't do it. So they're so quick to be negative that you can't do it. So always, your rose-colored glasses example is perfect, because sometimes it's, what glasses are they looking through?
Right. So question 2 came from one of you out there, someone in our local Houston audience. And they ask, how do I change my self-talk?
Great question. How do you change your self-talk? Well, first off, self-talk. What are you saying? It's so important. It's really, you ever heard of that? What are you looking at? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. What are you looking at? What are you reading? What are you speaking out of your mouth? What are you listening to? All of that matters to your self-talk, because you're going to start saying what you hear, see, and listen to. And I have a friend who just wrote a book called Your Words Create Your World. And that is so true. Your words create your world. What you say really does matter. So you can attract those things to you by what you're saying. You want to be successful, then you start speaking. I am successful. I'm good at what I do. But if you continue to tell yourself that you're a failure, you're that as well. You are what you say.
I guess that's like my story earlier, where I believed the negative talk or somebody telling me I wasn't a good runner. And instead of working to get better, making a commitment to practice, to work hard, to be better, I accepted that negative talk, held on to it, and made it my own reality.
Yes. And there's some things that I definitely would love to give that particular viewer who gave that question. And it's, first off, spend some time just meditating. Spend some time centering yourself, just sitting quietly, and always get a journal, always bring a journal, and just sit. And, a lot of people say, well, do I need to listen to music? Do it? No, sit quietly and put everything else aside. What you'll notice is that in that special quiet time, that there's a lot of thoughts that will come to you when you're quiet, because it's valuable time.
Well, I would say that I'm pretty good at spending some time by myself. I love just being near bodies of water. I love to sit by the pond or sit by the lake. I especially love the beach. But just sitting there, just being me, a quiet me and uninterrupted me, I'm able to refocus and tell myself, what do you want? What are you working towards? And really working on my self-talk.
Yes. Well, you said the word being. That is a state that you have to be in. And you're okay at being Delia. And that's what I'm hoping that you, the viewer that asked that question, and everyone else who's watching, be okay with being you.
I love that. I love that you can be you. Your perfect self, the perfect self that you are meant to be. But it takes work and it takes a commitment to get there. Start with the self-talk that Sonja's, speaking of.
Yes. And then also, feel good. What makes you feel good? The only way to kind of change negative self-talk is to feel good about yourself. So sometimes just go do something for the sake of it because it makes you feel good. Whatever that may be. I'm like you. I love being at a beach. And I love just sitting there. But I also love riding jet skis and riding horses.
Riding Harleys.
That's exactly right, because it makes you feel good.
Right.
And it does help you change your negative self-talk just because you're doing something fun. And also, I would say declutter. That is a major, I would say, distraction to self-talk. Because I don't know about you, but I feel disorganized. It makes me frustrated. I just don't feel good.
For me, I walk into a room that's, full of clutter and it makes me anxious.
Yes.
And it doesn't speak positively to that good self-talk because I'm all of a sudden anxious or maybe almost a nervousness.
Yes.
It's just not a comfortable feeling.
That's it right there. So take time, declutter. There's a lot of things in our closets that we can honestly get rid of. Get rid of them. Go through your cabinets. There's someone else that could use those things, but it would also help to free up. And when you do that, man, you feel good about yourself and you speak life as well.
There's a lot of self-storage facilities here.
Yes.
It seems that a lot of people have a lot of clutter, so start cleaning your clutter up.
Yes, I'm one of those. I have clutter too. And, it's something that you don't reach a level. You have to continually evolve. So it's something you do consistently.
I'm a little bit of opposite. I don't tend to save things.
Oh,
almost to a fault.
But that's awesome. And then also, unplug. That's one of the things is many people have negative self-talk because they never unplug. That means unplugging from your cell phone, turning it off, putting it on Do Not Disturb, and enjoying your day. Getting away from the computer, especially social media, which is causing so much negative self-talk. I enjoy Facebook, I enjoy Instagram because they're great communication tools, marketing tools, but I will also tell you too, it's also to a detriment as well because Facebook sometimes is fake book. And so people that are watching the lives of people that look so wonderful, but they don't really have a clue what's really going on. And so they compare themselves, and there's the negative self-talk that starts happening.
So they're seeing the best of their lives,
Yes.
not their real lives.
Yes. Well, I can honestly say I'm not going to take a picture of myself looking really crazy and raggedy and post it. I'm also not going to post that I'm having a really bad day. But I do love the realness of Facebook at times is that people also do let you know everything's not always rosy. But you know what? I can change that by what I say.
So, just recapping on what you're saying, unplug for just a little while. Spend that time just kind of internalizing things, spending time on you. Watch what you say, watch what you watch what you hear.
Yes.
That includes what we're seeing on social media.
Yes.
Because I think that social media can be positive, like you mentioned. I would hope that our viewers, I hope that you're following us on Couch Time with Sonja on Facebook and Instagram and watching the episodes again. Maybe you missed something that you really needed to hear. So I guess it can't always be bad. You just have to monitor.
That's good. Very much so. And another suggestion is challenge yourself. And I know many people don't like to hear that word, challenge yourself. And if you're coming to me as the Embrace Coach, that's one of the things I'm going to do is challenge you. Because when there's greatness in you, and you do have greatness in you, you want to be able to pull that greatness out. I mean, I have a business partner, my husband and I have business partners that we see the greatness in them. We know that they're powerful. And so as husband and wife, what do? Is we pour into them and pull out the things that we know that they're supposed to be walking in. Sometimes it's we believe in them more than they maybe believe in themselves, but it's all about a challenge. Do something uncomfortable to get to that next level.
It sure sounds like you're talking about me there, Sonja. Maybe?
Maybe.
So, did you catch that? Challenge yourself. Don't forget, take that moment, write it down, look back at it. I'm going to leave you with one challenge. Today, start your positive affirmation. Put a sticky note on your bathroom window. So when you wake up, I'm sorry, not your window, your mirror. Who's going to have a window there? That's silly. Sorry. Put a note there. Tell yourself how wonderful you are, that you can accomplish anything or that you can go after that dream. Start there. So send me a picture of that. I want to see it. Sorry, Sonja. Keep going.
No, awesome. Don't say sorry. That was great nuggets, great nuggets. I'm taking notes as well. You know, and I definitely will. I want to tell every person, self-talk begins within. Check in with your body. What are you doing to take care of you, your body? I will definitely tell you, I walked through a season where I had negative self-talk in every way. And it was brought to my attention that that must be an area that really bothers you because you're always saying something negative about it. And it wasn't until I realized, wow, I am saying something negative about my weight or the way that I look. And it wasn't until I said, you know what? It's time to take control of my body and turn it away from the negative. So I stopped putting negative things in my body. I started doing exercise, which I don't always want to do, but it's what's best for you. Check in with your body because your body will tell you exactly what it needs. We just need to take the time sometimes to listen and not be stubborn.
Being stubborn, I know that could be something my husband would say I am.
Yes, I think we all suffer from that at times. But it's wonderful when you can have that coach or you can have that friend that will encourage you to be the best you that you can be.
That embrace coach.
Yes.
That would help us achieve that.
Yes, agree with that. And then also breathe. Delia, sometimes just taking breaths is so amazing. In the midst of our day running and being busy, sometimes it's just taking a few moments to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. It really does slow down your heart rate and it really does give you that moment of peace. But guess what? Self-talk, negative self-talk cannot reside when you're deeply breathing and inhaling and exhaling. It's amazing. It's something that the brain cannot do. It's not negative when you're inhaling and exhaling because you're thinking about, not a bit of negativity. It was just
breath
like,
is life.
Yes, it is.
You know?
Yes, it is.
So did you catch that? If you missed it as you're running ragged, rewind, go catch us on our website, see this again. It's a great piece and some great information Sonja had to share.
I want to say, dance, have fun, go work out, go enjoy an evening out. Just do some things that are going to bring life to you. And you heard I did say life to you because we don't want to just go through life not living.
Too many people do that.
Yes.
That I have been guilty of that at different times in my life.
Yes. And the last thing that I would say is, do you ever get away? Do you ever take a moment just to get away? I know as being married for 28 years, the one thing that I would definitely tell married couples, single individuals is, when do you take time to get away and be alone and breathe? Meaning not in your normal surrounding. When do you go somewhere else? And of course, most people go, well, I don't have the money to do that. No, it doesn't mean that you have to do something that's expensive. Go away. Go to a park in another city. Go to a park and just sit, have a picnic. It's just something to get you out of the norm and also to focus on you.
You know, that brings to mind a story. For a short time, I was a single mother. money was tight. But some of our best times with my daughter and I was when I would take a Sunday. I would look at my bank account, think, okay, I have $10 worth of gas extra. So I'm going to take a $5 ride one direction. We would find a park. We would picnic because I packed that lunch back home.
Come on.
We would spend the day there. That same evening, that same night, we would turn around and come home. We spent $10. But my daughter has some great memories of those day trips of just getting away.
Which is one of the things you planted a seed of positive self-talk, because on the way there, you had wonderful conversation with your daughter, which was seeds planted for her to have positive self-talk instead of the negative that the world would love to do for her.
Wow. It was wonderful, and they were some of my favorite times as well. You've had such wonderful things to share.
Thank
But
you.
we're going to go take a quick break. We will be right back, so be sure to join us.
If you would like to be a guest or advertise your business on Couch Time with Sonja, I would love to hear from you. Email me. Visit couchtimewithsonya.com.
So, welcome back. Thanks for being with us. If you missed any of the previous segment, you can catch it on our Facebook page, our Instagram, or on the website, couchtimewithsonya.com. You don't want to miss what Sonja had to say. We have one more question for you, so give us some good information. Let's leave them with something to think about.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is, what if I don't think I'm good enough?
That's a great question. But first off, I'll say, you are good enough. That's what I'll say first. But if you'll remember, the question you asked was, what if I don't think I'm good enough? Well, the negative self-talk is, don't think. So let's take that off. I am good enough. Whatever's behind the I am is the power statement. That's your belief. So I am good enough, and you are as well. And I will honestly say it's perspective. It's what do you believe about yourself? Don't think about where you are right now. Think about where you want to be and where you're going. And those are the things that you start speaking. Those are the declarations and the affirmations that you start speaking every day. And I want to give our viewers some of those affirmations that I speak daily, that I'm hoping and praying that they will take on that notion of, I'm going to speak this over my life daily. One is, I am blessed. That's what I love to say. I am prosperous. I am successful. I am victorious, because you are. I'm talented. I am creative. I am wise. You know, I want to put a pin there. I'm wise. I hear a lot of times people automatically saying, oh, I can't remember this, or I'm not smart enough to know this. No, you're wise. Wise means wisdom. There's a difference. So what you say really does matter. You're not wanting to be smart. You're wanting to be wise.
So it's okay to be book smart. A lot of people are, and that's a great quality to have. But what we really want to strive for is wisdom.
Yes, wisdom is the key. Wisdom is the key. And then also that I'm a valuable person to society. I'm attractive. Take a list, take a moment to write down I ams. What are the things that you believe about you? The last two that I want to definitely say is I am disciplined and I am determined. And those are, I'm disciplined in what? I'm determined in what? Because what that does is it sets a course for you to move forward. Discipline means you're moving forward towards a goal. And also being determined means you're determined towards what goal. There's no negativity, no negative self-talk in I am affirmations.
I love that. So remember, I am. So you are beautiful. I am beautiful. It's okay to say that. And you should say that. If you hear it nowhere else in the day, hear it from yourself.
Yes.
Thank you, Sonja. That was wonderful. I love that information. I hope you caught all those things. If not, be sure to catch up. We're going for a quick break, but we'll be right back.
How do you define freedom? Is it health? The ability to call a board-certified physician 24/7, 365 days a year. The ability to eliminate all future copays. Is it wealth? Cut your years to mortgage payoff
by more than half and save hundreds and thousands in interest on mortgage, car, and other loans? Is it the gift of college scholarships for every child? Earn guaranteed scholarships at more than 360 private colleges and universities in 45 states. Or simply, abundance, time freedom, the perfect opportunity at the right time. It's all of these and so much more. We are looking for leaders, and freedom is calling. Join the Trivesta movement.
Thank you, Sonja. Thank you for sharing today and all of the wisdom that you gave me and the viewers. I hope that they took some of these tidbits and they're going to begin to apply them in their lives. If you missed anything, be sure to catch us. Check our Facebook page out, our website. But if you want to connect directly with the Embrace Coach, visit her at sonyalow.com. If you missed that, her contact information will be on the screen so you know how to reach her. Before we leave, I have something to share. There is a very close friend of mine who had some negative talk in her life. She was married and she was young. Her husband at the time clearly would say awful things to her. She was ugly. She was very unattractive. Nobody else would want her. She began to believe these things, and it became her self-talk. I'm ugly. I'm overweight. No one would want me. She began to believe it. It became who she was. Everything she did revolved around the negative self-talk. It wasn't until years later, she was out of the marriage, she was divorced, that she had a conversation with him. And she asked him, why did you say those things to me? He became very serious and he actually cried and said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that those things were said to you. I did it to try to keep you. I knew that you were entirely too good for me. He knew she was a little bit out of his league. Yeah. And in order to keep her, he would do these things so that she would embrace the negative self-talk and believe it. So if this is you, if you're hearing this, I'm talking to you. You are good enough. You are beautiful. You are worthy of so much more. Listen to that self-talk that begins to tell you, you are good enough.
You know, it's all about taking care of you, putting the focus on you. And it's really eliminating all the negative self-talk around you. And Delia, that's really what she did. And I'm just so grateful that you shared her story with us.
You know, she made the conscious decision to stop believing the negative self-talk. She changed her method of thinking. She started to believe she could, and she did. Isn't that amazing?
No, it's, what did we say? It starts in your mind.
Yes.
So awesome. Well, you know what? We care about you, and we hope that you find joy in life. Read, travel, learn a new skill, play an instrument, learn a new language, but mainly spend time with your loved ones. Spend time listening to music and doing the things that you love to do that will help you to get rid of the negative self-talk. Do what you love to do and what makes you feel happy. I kind of call it putting you in your happy place. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. said, it's a real sense that all life it's interrelated. All men are caught and they're encapsulated in a network. And you know what? It's tied to a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. And I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. That to me is powerful. That means accountability.
Right.
Therefore, that's what self-care is. It's all about responsibility and accountability. And we hope that we've given you some responsibility and accountability. It's not just to yourself, but it's also to others. And as we start this week, I challenge you, you know what? Recommit to caring for yourself and speak daily words of affirmation until you believe them, because you matter.
Now, don't forget, the contest starts right now. Love, comment, and share this episode, which we will post on our Facebook page immediately following the show. Join us next week as we discuss the consideration of appreciating yourself and others when it comes to self-care. Have a blessed week.